And hello, everybody. Welcome to a special Star Wars PC event. As always, I am Dan Taglione, also known as D1. Joining me today is Mr. Jeremy DePaulo. How are you doing today?
Pretty good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm excited to see this matchup. So today we have the final confrontation of the PC20 the PC20 event. I almost wanted to say PC30 for a second, but we're not that old yet.
10 more years.
10 more years, yeah. But today we have the final confrontation of that event. It is going to be Tom Strother versus Mike Kessling. They were the top two individuals from last Saturday. I know that the final confrontation on the forums was supposed to be happening 3 days after the event, but unfortunately, I think Mike had a little bit of a scheduling issue. So here we are with the final confrontation. So, what do you think about this match?
So I think I think Mike's dark side versus Tom's light side map versus Qui-Gon Communing. I think that's going to be pretty straightforward. I feel like Mike likes his mains matchup, and I don't think that Tom is really playing anything that crazy in his
Mm-hmm.
light side deck. Now, I think the interesting match is going to be Tom's dark side versus Mike's
I
light
think
side.
that's the match everybody's going to be expecting to see. Like that's the
Yeah.
one that I think everybody's ready to see. Tom is like what 27-0 with that deck right now.
Yes.
It's just insane. If you like drawing high destiny cards, this is the deck for you.
Yeah, and I know Mike has put a lot of thought into, which cards to pull out and bring in for that matchup. So he's got some tech, I'll say that. But
Okay. Do you want to go ahead
I
and
still
like?
feel like he's pretty disadvantaged in the matchup.
Okay, so why would you
Trying to
say
get
like? Why do you think he's disadvantaged? Like, is it just because of the fact that like, even though with the old allies objective, you can subtract the two, but for the most part, Tom should be drawing sevens for Destiny.
well nines for Battle Destiny, right?
Mm-hmm.
And sevens for Force Lightning and SFS. But we'll see. I mean, Mike's got a lot of disruption for that.
Mm-hmm.
He knows what to expect, which I think is a big advantage as well.
True. Yeah, I
You
think
might
at
see
this.
Mike play like he might put his guys in, try to keep him in vehicles to not get force lightning. He's gonna play around set for stun, stuff like that.
Okay, so and then let's go back to that Qui-Gon versus Map game. Like you said, it's more of the straightforward. We don't expect Tom to do really anything different in his Qui-Gon communing. However, Tom is one of those players who can throw almost anything at you. Like you got to expect the unexpected at this point with Tom.
Yeah, but I think map allows for a lot of wiggle room for stuff like that. It's just a solid deck altogether. And a big advantage that Mike's gonna have is he's actually playing two Star Destroyers and he's playing Shira now.
Okay.
So that's gonna be pretty big in that the mains versus mains matchup. So so yeah, I think that's a big advantage for him. But you're right. I mean, Tom might just throw something crazy. He might have like Landing Claw or who knows.
Mm-hmm. And that's one thing. Like both of the players. Uh, oh, sorry. Contact issue. But both of the players knew what the players each other was playing from last Saturday.
Yeah, and I believe they can only change 5 cards. Is that
Mm-hmm.
correct?
Correct.
So that's a pretty interesting format, and um, I think it's leading to some very interesting decisions. To be honest with you.
And this is the first time, like, even though the players are allowed to change 5 cards, I think this is the first time in an event like this that we've had players allowed to change any number of cards in their deck from the main event to the finals.
Yeah, I kind of dig it. How do you feel about that switch up?
Sorry, like I was saying, I had a little bit of a contact issue there. I don't know what was going on, but I like it. Like it's definitely different. Like I know that you have a sense of what your opponent is playing, like the platform, but you don't know if they're going to play any tech cards. Like we don't know if we're going to see anything different with the this Qui-Gon deck, like you said, Landing Claw might be a card. I know Jared Napolitano likes to play a Y-Wing and Landing Claw in his Prophet deck. Will we see something similar in Tom's deck? Now, I know Mike obviously is playing. I'm assuming he's playing the Gick combo, the one that allows you to cancel Landing Claw, and I think there's a new card for Darkseid that cancels Landing Claw as well, or makes it go lost. Um, but I forget off the top of my head. It's like I think it's the a Dark Time and Turkin's Orders combo. Maybe I'm not 100% sure.
I'm not sure either. Is anybody in chat now?
Let's see. I was gonna say there should be somebody in the chat who would know because there's some
I
good.
feel like it was from the set previous, but
Let's check. You know what? Let me double check really quick because it's funny. Like I haven't really looked at a lot of the more recent stuff just because hey, it's on GIMP. But no, I think we're
yeah, I
if
think
oh sorry,
I
go
think the
ahead.
only card he has for Landing Claw is Get Combo, if I'm not
Hmm.
mistaken.
Oh yeah, a dark time for the rebellion. Tarkin's order says it's a used interrupt. You can search your opponent's lost pile, place one device there you find out of play.
Okay,
Uh,
so like sort of
hmm
tech.
It also cancels. It could be worse. It cancels projection of Skywalker and an opponent's planet site. So I mean that's a solid card. I can see maybe Mike playing one of those, but
Yeah, definitely a great card.
yeah, it's going to be a very interesting match, like you said. I think now Tom, I believe, is the higher seeded player. Essentially, he had the better SOS after last Saturday, so he'll be picking the sides. So, if you're Tom, what side would you go with? Would you go with your light side, where it's Qui-Gon Communing versus Map, or would you just bring out your deck?
It's a really good question. I don't know if I'm in Tom's seat.
So. And it sounds like Batmouse is making a league for the two players. So once that league is up, we'll go ahead with the stream. You're in Gemp, Jeremy?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just making sure because I don't see you. Let's see if we can ask. But no, I mean, I think this is definitely going to be a very exciting event, or exciting conclusion to the PC20 event. It was definitely a really well received event. Like we had, I want to say, upwards of 50 people playing in it. It was the all day. 12 games were played for both sides. I know there was a little bit of an issue with the first pod essentially, but everybody seemed like they had a really good time. A lot of really interesting decks were played. Did you happen to take a look at any of the decks that were posted from the event?
I looked at some of them. Yeah, and I did some streaming too.
Hmm.
So I got to see some of it.
So, was there any
Yeah,
deck
it
that
certainly looks like
really?
the
Oh,
certainly looks
sorry.
like the meta is shifting a little bit, which is nice. You know, no
Hmm.
Shadow Collective,
Yeah.
no CCT. Well, there were CCT decks, but I feel like it's not the same.
No, and I mean with the new essentially Jabba's Prize, the Mithril, it kind of hinders the dark side player a little bit. I see what design was trying to do, but I think they might have done it a little bit too much. But I was surprised there was not as much watch your step as there could have been.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't think the new card really moved the needle that much. I mean, I think it's always going to be a decent deck, but there's just so many good dark side decks that I think it struggles against.
Hmm. So
You know, obviously it has a great matchup against Hunt Down, which was very popular.
true. So, but what was
But
what
things
was
like
one
Rops
deck?
and stuff,
Yeah, Rops is another one. Rops
yeah.
was huge in this event. I'm surprised, like, there wasn't. I mean, there was some ROPS, but again, it was a little bit light on the ROPS.
Yeah, I mean, there was like a 40-minute time limit
Yeah.
for this game, so I think It's a tough deck to pilot within 40 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to be really comfortable and really know the lines to take. So I think for that reason, a lot of people may have not played it. But I definitely think it's probably one of the best Dark Side decks right now.
Okay, so it looks like Batmouse has created the league for Tom and for Mike, so we should be starting here momentarily. So out of the decks that you did see, was there one that really stuck out to you besides like this
So I
Tom
think
build?
the new idea deck I think just got like infinitely better now that it can play Corrin because of the nerf to CCT. I mean, Corrin is
Mm-hmm.
just like the perfect character to play in that deck. And now you're starting to see like Wedge Rogue Squadron Leader come back, which is
Yeah.
always a favorite card of mine. And Drew is playing the Admiral's Order, the whatever intensify
Mm-hmm.
the forward batteries or whatever it's called. And that's a pretty sick card in the deck, I'll say.
I was gonna say that's the one that decreases the deploy of your warriors, correct?
Correct. Yeah. Is it non-pilot warrior? It might be non-pilot warriors.
Let me check
Or
really
is it just
quick.
any warrior?
That's a good question, really quick.
Look it
Yeah,
up now.
non-pilot warriors deploy -1 and defense value +2. So I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say I saw Connor Britton Stubley. He ran that for a little bit as well. Okay, so it looks like we are gonna see Tom's dark side versus Mike's light side right off the bat.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and
Great.
get into it, and I'll change up the this really quick. So I'm curious. Or no,
No,
where
no,
is it?
it's Mike's dark versus Tom's light.
You're right. Okay, so I was
Yeah.
right. Okay, so yeah, here we go. Qui-Gon Communing versus Map. Uh, I'm a little surprised to not see Tom go with his Coruscant CRV deck. Like, I'm a
I
little
think it's one of
disappointed.
those. I think it's one of those decks that I think this makes sense, right? Because I think it's one of those decks where he has a lot of control over,
Mm-hmm.
um, how the game goes. How many cards to draw. It doesn't really require you putting out a lot of cards onto the table, so you can control the differential a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he just wants to see how this matchup goes first.
Okay, so that's interesting. He is going with strike planning, besides the normal start of Walkling and Cytor Cal Fast. Mike is going with your normal map start of Bow to the First Order and the Dead Speak, with the other starting effect that he gets. So,
Yeah,
okay.
I didn't actually watch Tom play his light side deck, but is he playing Tidarium and Han for space? Do you
Honestly,
know?
I don't know. Like, I didn't see him play it either. Like, the only game I streamed with Tom was one of the ones with him playing his dark side.
Because I know a common line right now is to play Camino in the 2-0 and then just put Tidarium at Camino.
I think that's with the Yoda communing.
Oh, is that Yoda? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That's Yoda.
Yeah, I know. I think Justin Desai played that in his deck for light side as well. That it seems like it's pretty good. Like it's like a Emperor shuttle, but I wouldn't say better, but definitely different. Okay, so both players have their grabbers out, and Mike is going to go get his. There's the Exegol throne room, and the Palpatine Emperor returned. So you're pretty much your standard go to with Dark Side with map first turn,
Yep.
and there's the
Waiting to get
bridge.
this bridge.
That's a
Very
pretty good
nice.
start for Mike. But it's gonna be interesting because like if Tom, okay, and there's
Osnian Prime, yeah.
Hosnian Prime. Thank you. I'm so bad with pronunciation. Everybody knows that, but it's going to be interesting because if Tom can go early down to Jakku, like say with a Luke the Last Jedi or another one of his like more powerful Jedi, that might hinder what Mike can do here.
Yeah, I think the game plan for Mike as map, if a mains deck like this Qui-Gon deck stacks that Jakku site, I think he's gonna plays the hallway.
Okay.
The blockade flagship hallway. It just puts like Kylo there and just drains in space. So I think that's Mike's game plan. If Tom goes early to this Jakku site.
Okay, so
strike
Tom.
planning. Did he already pull his stuff with strike planning?
Don't think so, but he's gonna get the Jedi Council chamber out with a speak to the council. There's Boss Nash chamber. We saw him pull that with his we still got a Grand Army. Mike does have the finalizer in his hand, and no, it does not look like Tom took with strike planning. So
okay, interesting.
And he's doing commuting stuff. And okay, so Tom's not going to do anything really except for getting out some of the sites. He is drawing some cards though. Tom is one of these players who likes to have a lot of cards in his hand. Yeah.
Yeah. And these kind of decks, they lend towards having a big hand. A lot of pieces to assemble. And you can't really go too lightly to the Jakku site versus map.
No.
You have to have a pretty formidable force.
I mean, Luke with Saber and maybe like a Luke's Bionic Hand, another card that Tom likes to play, is pretty solid, especially if you have like a blaster deflection. Yeah. But yeah, I agree. You don't want to go too light to the Jakku site, and then Mike can just come down with like say Kylo, Phasma, another trooper, one of the troopers that cancels the game text. Like that would be really bad for Tom.
So it looks like he didn't reveal an agent, so I guess Luke is the agent this game. So Luke will not have any immunity to attrition.
Crazy Carl in the chat asks, who added Monarch or Grimtosh? I know that Tom likes, he plays Monarch in his dark side deck, and I think he played it in his light side, but I'm not 100% sure. Let me, actually, let's double check that. Open up the window so I could check the deck list, and of course I blocked the screen.
Do we confirm that they have each other's deck lists?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. Ooh, Imperial Rest Order and Secret Plans. That's a good one because I know, again, Tom, in his previous deck list from last Saturday, played 3 neighboring leads.
Yeah.
So Mike with a bullet right off the bat. So.
And Decree non-V, which is interesting.
And I like that one because you can easily cancel all those drain modifiers. Like that's a Batmouse card anymore. Like if you've seen his Batmouse's Maul deck where he goes to space and then he just has Maul sitting at Dathomir. That's something that Mike can easily set up. Like you said, he runs 2 Star Destroyers with Admiral Shirinu, so he can easily just take over space, drain for a lot, and cancel all the drain bonuses that Tom would get. So that's a smart card.
Yeah, the only thing that might be difficult with this card is that he also has to control a planet site, so the hallway will not count. So he's going to be forced to either fight at the Jakku battleground or just put a guy at the non-battleground.
No, it doesn't have to be it just has to be a planet site, just one.
Yeah.
So Palpatine's on the table.
He's gonna have to put somebody up. Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so Palpatine's there. That's all he has to do.
Yeah, I guess Exegol is a planet, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty sick. That's a pretty sick card then. So Bap gets to suspend Menace phase, but then play its own decree.
Yeah,
That's kind of
that's stupid. I love it. Mike definitely going all full on. Like, I love it. I do like that Tom did only draw to 12 cards, so he is respecting the Monarch.
okay. So Mike waiting for Tom to use that last force before he plays command.
Smart.
Smart.
That's
And
one
Mike
thing. Like,
just
Tom
1-2,
has
I
been.
guess.
Tom has been, or not Tom, Mike has been on a roll lately, so it's good to see him in the finals on this event.
Yeah, when Mike's on it, man, he's on it. I tell you, feels unstoppable when he's on it.
I'll tell you what, I plan to play him in the Endor Grand Prix Consolation, and he was pretty on it then. He took a Shadow Collective and wiped the floor with me when I was playing No Idea.
Oh yeah, it's a tough matchup for No Idea.
One of only 2 losses on the day for me, unfortunately. Of course, the other one was Batmouse, but I don't want to think about
His
that.
dark side deck.
Yeah, he played his dark side. I played No Idea. Okay, so Tom is starting. He activates, doing communing stuff.
It's a pretty patient game by both of these players so far.
Yeah, on Tom's turn 2. I like the Imperial Decree and the Secret Plans because it also saves Mike a shield pool. I feel like that could be very important for this game.
Yeah. Plus, it gives him a free search of his reserve deck if he needs it.
Okay, going into Tom's deploy phase. Let's see if he does anything. No, he does not. Interesting. Wow. Both
Ends his turn
players.
with 12 force. All right.
Yeah.
Love it. So Mike's gonna have to be really careful with all this
Yeah.
force save. But,
So is Mike home from Vegas, or is he still in Vegas, just in the hotel room playing?
that I'm not sure of, actually. I want to say he's home, but to find out after the match.
Yeah. Okay,
Just takes a break from the craps table to play some Star Wars CCG.
Hey, you know what? That's the dream right there. Going to a craps table, having a good roll, and then going to play some Star Wars CCG.
I have never won more money or lost more money in my life than while I was playing craps.
Yeah, but it's fun. If somebody gets on a good roll,
it's great when you're winning.
Yeah, it's great when you're winning, but if you're losing, ugh. Okay, there's the finalizer going down to Hosnian Prime. So Mike's setting up a drain of, I believe it's going to be 3.
Yep.
That's right off the bat really quick. So there's General Hux coming down, allowing him a use power pool. I mean, 12 cards in his use pile. Yeah, I think that's a good time. Is that Tiberius 2187? I think that's Gogolin. Chris, is that you? Let us know. I did ask Jared Napolitano, our marketing advocate, if we got anything to give away today. I'll give away some stuff. Unfortunately, I was going to give away some Dragon Shields, but my local game store ran out, so I'll give away some. I'll give away. Yeah, you know what? I'll give away some more Dragon Shields today too. I'll just have to go through other means to get them. So.
Do they have this cool the packs that these cards have? The 20th anniversary packs? That's what we really need.
Yeah, we need more. We need packs of those. Packs of 100. But yeah, I'll give away some shields or something today. Okay. So Mike decided on what he wanted, and he's checking out his deck. So I think he's got to be looking for something.
Yeah, I'm probably seeing like maybe where Kylo's saber is.
Mm-hmm.
if he needs to draw into it, because he knows what's in his use pile from Hux.
Okay, he's taking a Stormtrooper. And there's Phasma. Looks like Scott is in the chat as well. Okay, there's a good card for him. Coarse and rough and irritating.
Ooh, and you get a command on there. That's nice.
Yeah.
But I mean, who knows what Tom could have like a million chips and Destiny adders. Like, well, I guess those that would be good against the sand effect, but
Well, no, if he comes down like say Anakin and Padme on the Han chewing the Falcon, that could be really bad.
yeah, or Landing Claw.
True. But I think at this point, Mike maybe has the Gick, or at least something to get rid of the Landing Claw.
Possibly.
I mean, don't get me wrong, the Dark Time combo is good because it removes it from the lost pile, but you have to cancel it first and then play it. So it's a 2-card. You essentially need 2 cards just to get rid of the Landing Claw. Okay, there's another Wisa. So it looks like he does have a card in there, so maybe the battle planes.
Drop a stack somewhere, right? This turn.
Yeah. Okay, so he does take the battle planes out.
Okay, I gets Yoda. So he'll be moving to the battle planes.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe Tom is going to diversify and go to multiple sites.
Gonna go pull the Seed Palace generator as well.
Man, a lot of T2s in his deck.
Yeah. That's the thing,
I
like,
guess those are his battlegrounds, right?
Yeah. I mean, if you look at Tom's dark side deck, he was playing 10 battleground or 10 locations in that deck.
That's true.
I mean, he was floating what, 2 systems? He was playing all the Shizor sites, and then he was floating the forest clearing. He was floating the third marker and the Dagobah cave. Like
a wild deck, really is.
Yeah.
All right, so
okay.
Here's the, like you said, Luke with his hand.
Yep, and Saber. So fully immune Luke, defense value 8 and
Power
what?
plus 2.
Yep, power 9 there right now. And like you said, and that's the other thing. Tom likes to run Luke, run. So even if Mike goes down with a beat squad on Yoda, he probably has to run Luke, run to move Luke over.
Yeah, we'll see if Mike is cognizant of that. But
ooh, and General Kenobi. Okay.
Yeah. He's gonna pull somebody with strike planning. Leia, maybe. Yep, General Leia Organa.
Get her gun. That would be good.
It's a pretty good turn here for Tom.
Yeah, I don't like Kenobi go. I mean, Kenobi going to the battle planes is a little bit detrimental for him because now he can't set up resistance or ultimatum.
Yeah, but I don't think you want to put Kenobi at the Jakku site by himself. I mean, maybe you put Luke there,
but now that's then you can't use run Luke run. So
yeah, so he's gonna eat the strain of 3.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I don't know. You would leave yourself open to a beatdown just to save yourself a force. It's probably not worth it.
True. I am expecting to see maybe Tom pulling the battle plan though. Yep, there's battle plan.
Okay.
And he does draw up to a 12-card hand. Again, he is respecting the Monarch.
Yeah, so Luke is his agent, so he doesn't have any immunity.
Again, I like the. If that's the case, then I do like pairing Luke with Yoda.
Yeah, I guess he figures that that one stormtrooper will cancel his immunity anyways. So
Mm-hmm. And I want to say in his list that he ran on last Saturday, he played Rey all the Jedi.
oh, okay,
So
interesting. Is he
I
playing
know.
BB-8 Ruse? Do you know?
I know a lot of people like to run just regular Ray because of the use pile pool and the card manipulation with the Qui-Gon.
Yeah,
But
that's a really fun part about this deck is what you get to do when you get Ray up and running.
mhm. Okay, that's interesting. So I don't know if you're watching on the stream or if you're watching on the actual on regular GEMP, but uh, it was showing that it was a drain of 3 at the Palace Generator for Darkseid, but clearly it was definitely Mike draining there. So Tom loses off the top of his deck. So he did loses from his deck. He loses Luke's Bionic Hand, Neighbor Leaves, and a Ray All the Jedi. So
I see it at Hosnian Prime.
hmm.
Weird.
Okay, Mike checking out his 11 card reserve deck. Again, he's gonna have 14. He's got 14 cards to work with this turn. So, and we know that he's got a Captain Phasma in his hand. You got to assume he's got a Kylo Ren. He does have, I believe, he has Kylo's shuttle in his hand as well. There's a force push.
Find himself a Kylo, maybe.
I would go for space. If you can set up the 2 drains up in space, turn on Imperial Decree, and
Well, I
just
think if you that only shuts off one damage, right?
mm-hmm.
Only stops Luke Saber. I think you want to set a battle plan for yourself. I mean, if he's feeling really frisky, he could just go shuttle to Jakku, and some guys to the site.
True.
Full
And
resistance.
mm-hmm. That's not a. I actually like that idea, because
He plays
with
3 barriers.
there you go. I mean, with the fact that Kenobi, Yoda, and Luke are already on the table, the next biggest guy that I can think of for Tom is Mace Windu, and and then Ray all the Jedi, and he's already lost one, so I can see it. Okay, there's a Steadfast going to Jakku, and Allegiant General Pride.
He really needs Share now.
Yes,
There
agreed.
he
And
is.
there he is. Ask and he will show up. So there it is. Mike has set up Imperial Decree. So I think that's a really solid turn for Mike, because now it puts Tom in a position that he has to satisfy ultimatum. Or I believe
Mike's
it
going to be
is
taking 5 here, though.
4.
Oh, right, because of Decree, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, I know the finalizer is at Hosnia Prime. It's not close enough to Shirnu, so it is only going to be a drain of. It is still going to be a drain of 3. So it is going to be drain of 3 and 3 at both locations for Mike next turn. Okay, there's the ultimatum from Tom, telling us that I doubt we're going to see him satisfy battle plan anytime soon. Okay, he doesn't drain. Interesting. Goes right into his deploy phase.
Interesting. Probably okay with that as Mike.
Yeah.
Probably like to see that.
I like that Matt Lutz has not. Apparently, Matt Lutz has not played against Batmouse's Batmall deck and was commenting in the chat that Decree Non-V isn't satisfied. Greg Shaw does correct him on that. Okay, here we go. Honshu and the Falcon going down in front of the finalizer. Mike does have the barrier. Let's see if Tom has anything to cancel that, whether that is a sense or an inconsequential barriers or the Biff's Shuffle.
Does not look like it.
Does not look like it. But it looks like Tom is running some space. Yeah, he was running some space.
Okay, so Ray.
Ray all the Jedi from forfeit value. Interesting. Oh, actually, no, that's right. Okay, it's B with me that does it. Okay. Yeah, it just looks like just forfeit value. And Anakin Skywalker, Jedi Knight. Okay, that's a solid card. I mean, he can lose to add a Battle Destiny, but again, Mike has the coarse and rough and irritating with 2-card stack there, so take a card off to limit, but I don't think you would do that until Tom loses the 2.
Yeah, Tom does get a Destiny to Power.
Mm-hmm.
And all Mike can really add here is, the shuttle and maybe a few more pilots, but
I mean, he could go with like Captain Phasma. Is he running Thrawn?
let me check.
Because if he's running Thrawn, that gives him 2. Phasma and a Stormtrooper would also add a Destiny.
He is running Thrawn, but I don't think you want to allow Tom to draw 2 Battle Destiny.
Well, I'm going to
in.
assume he's got the command.
True,
I mean, if he's
that'd be
got
good.
Thrawn in the command, he's fine. I mean, he could just move the Steadfast over, but I mean, it does have the lesser immunity here. I mean, I want to say the finalizers is only immune less than 8 right now. Or no,
less than 10 because of PV.
Well, no, PV is while with a resistance character or starship or resistance starship. So
Well, Ray's there.
Ray's there. Yeah, so it is less than 10.
But you're right, Thrawn command would be pretty good here.
Mm-hmm. Then again, if Tom's running all wings combo here, he could get around that. But I don't know if he was running that last weekend or not. But I do think I remember him running Honshu and the Falcon last weekend. Okay, Mike does drain for 3 at Jakku. Again, with Shirnu there, it is Shirnu and the Steadfast both make it 3. Steadfast equalizes the icons, and then Shirnu adds 1. Okay, there goes a Rebel leadership off the top. Anakin Skywalker, and that is it. As ultimatum is on the table for Tom. So Mike has 13 cards in his force pile. Checking out his 11-card deck before he does anything, though. And then, you know what? At the start of Tom's turn, we're going to give away something. I'll give away a pack of sleeves or something to somebody. I don't have them in front of me, obviously, because like I said, supply issues, but I'll make sure to get something to somebody here. So right after Mike's turn. I'll think of a good trivia question for everybody. And then if you're doing the sticker program, if you're participating in that, We'll do a giveaway. Well, our token is going to be. You know what? Let's make an Imperial Decree non-V. That's a fun one.
Nice. Oldie but a goodie.
So again, if you're participating in that, we got Imperial Decree, and like I said, we'll give away some stickers or some shields. Does Mike play the laser cannon battery? I'm not sure. I didn't
He
see
does
it in
not.
his previous list.
He is not playing
Okay.
LCB.
Jeremy DePaulo, our man on the inside here.
I won't give away too much, but
I mean, I'm just as shocked that he was floating the Imperial Arrest Order combo and the Imperial Decree non-V. Those are great.
does Tom play Mace Windu?
I believe so.
Okay. Is that his only like good character left?
Actually, no, he doesn't.
Does he have any good characters left?
No, General Leia.
Just General Leia.
Just
Okay.
General. Again, this is from his list from a week ago, so he could have changed it up, but no.
I mean, Mike does have to be a little careful about her because she's basically a scum in this matchup.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Mike is taking his time here, thinking about what he wants to do. Okay, here we go. Kylo's shuttle.
Yep.
I mean, you could put Kylo there and get a Destiny to Power. Well, there's a barrier from Tom. Interesting. Okay, so the barrier does go through.
Okay, so Mike is gonna grab Kylo.
Huh.
With the shuttle.
That's interesting. It's a white bordered Kylo Ren. Oh, I love it. That makes me so happy.
You see it as white border? I see it as black border.
Yeah, I see a white bordered. Yeah, that's a good point, Matt. Matt Lutz in the chat. Lost the forfeit there and risks Tom battling into it to lose 2 force. Okay, we must accelerate our plans. He's gonna go get. There's the hallway that you were talking about.
Yeah, not as good now though, because
No.
it's just an extra battleground that Tom can go to if he loses space.
Mm-hmm. Kylo Ren's.
The barrier on the shuttle was actually huge because now Tom can just run away from Kylo,
Yeah.
and Mike can't move the shuttle over, say, and then land next turn.
Mm-mm.
But there's Snoke. Okay, it's a pretty good guy to have right there.
Mm-hmm. Okay, again, that allows him to have a use pile pool. Mike quick to take the card that he wanted out of his use pile. Okay, and he also plays, so there's the resistance. I don't think you needed the resistance. Oh,
You do
actually, you
because
do. You're right.
yeah, because you got to control the systems. Do you think he's gonna battle here in space or just pass? Probably just pass, right?
I think you pass, especially with only one card left. Okay, so yep, Mike's gonna pass, saving himself a 7-card hand. It's gonna be interesting to see what Tom does here, though. Imagine he's going to start draining. But again, Mike knows what Tom played last week, and he saw that Tom wasn't playing Mace, wasn't playing. Like there was no Mace, and most of his characters were on the table. Like Tom does not play a lot of characters in this deck. Okay, everybody. So here we go. I'm going to do a really quick trivia contest to see who can win some sleeves. So what I'm going to have people do is email the answer to holotheater at starwarsccg.org. And then during the middle of the games, we'll do just like I did last week. We'll do like a random number draw, see how many people entered with the correct answer, and yeah, we'll give away some sleeves. The question is going to be, what was... Okay, so we have a drain of 3 at the generator core, limited to 2. There goes 9s. Okay, and a drain of 2 at the battle planes. What card from last weekend was the most number of copies played, and how many copies? So, what single card had the most copies played, and how many copies?
Do I get a guess?
Yeah, you can enter. I'm gonna post I'm gonna post the question and the where you send it to here in the chat.
Is it for both sides?
Yeah,
Just one card?
just one card, and how many copies?
That's a good question.
Yes, Luke is the agent. That is not the correct. No, Jaron. No, I know what you're getting at, and you're close. I will say this: there's an easy way to look at this answer because, yeah, we'll go. I'm not going to say how or who or what, but you guys got to find it. But again, if you want to enter, sleeves are down here. And oh my God, there's a bargain. We might see a landing claw.
Yeah. I don't think Mike has an answer for landing claw plus Baragwin.
Oh, double bargain.
Landing claw would be huge.
Yeah.
I don't think Mike could beat landing claw.
2 Baragwins. That's insane. I love it.
There it is. There's landing claw.
Uh-oh. Yeah. Matt Lutz in chat. Johnny Chu is smiling. Yes, he is. If he's watching, I would love to have Johnny Chu watching. That would be great. Jaron, you have to email the answer to the email to enter. You can't just say it in the chat. So it's one card. How many copies of it total?
You have to guess how many copies, or just
The most
what?
total copies and the card. But
I think
yeah,
it's Imperial Command. That's what I think.
and both answers have to be right to win. The question is, what single card had the most number of copies played in the PC20 event, and how many copies were played of it?
Guessing the total number is kind of insane.
And you do get only one, and you only get one answer. So if you answer multiple times, I'll take the first answer only. I didn't say that. I didn't say that at first. So if you have submitted two answers, you get. I'll allow it, but from this point on, one answer and one answer only. But yeah, this game just slowed down a little bit.
Yeah, this landing claw really changes the dynamic of the game.
I mean, both players are essentially satisfying both ultimatum resistance. Right now, Mike is currently okay. Fanfare shield. Yeah, Matt, you hit the nail on the head there. It's essentially a game of chicken right now. I think Mike has to find his answer for landing claw, but again, with Baragwin on the table, it's going to be hard.
The one good thing for Mike is that doing it this way, Tom cannot satisfy ultimatum. So yeah, he's just realizing that now. But I mean, he saves himself a drain of 3, so
yeah, I would take the drain of 3 or drain of 3 and 3 and 1 any day versus drain of 3 2 and 1. So you are still saving 1 force.
wow. Looks like he was playing 2 landing claws.
Well, he needed to find it.
Just lost another one. So now I get to loop these 2 cards the rest of the game with Baragwin.
And yeah, you get to loop the landing claw, and you get to loop a weapon.
That's a 5 weapon at that.
Like I played something similar again, like at the Indoor Grand Prix against Cal Aldred. All he did all game was play loop weapons in a game. It's kind of annoying. It was kind of really annoying.
So Tom coming up with his own tech here with the Baragwin landing claw. I think that's really good. It's a really good tech for Map. Might have to see Map playing some better answers for landing claw.
For the trivia question, you have until this game is over to enter. Just so everybody knows. Okay,
5 and
Marjay, here
6.
we go. Marjade coming down.
Okay, so Tom's letting us know that Mike's reserve was a 5 and a 6.
I don't think I don't think you can fight into that.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
you got to assume he's probably got a blaster deflection, so
blaster deflection and run, Luke, run. I don't think you can fight into
yeah,
that.
run like run too. But Mike's got to do something
Yeah.
because with this landing claw now, he's behind.
Well, once you land the Kylo shuttle and put Kylo out, you regain a little bit. And okay, here comes Phasma. Assuming he's going to get multiple destinies here. Again, I don't think you can fight into this unless you lose just the troopers. And we know that Tom plays Rebel leadership because he's already lost one.
Yeah, he could also have like some other what he has like the.
But again, if you run Luke run, then you have Luke's game text.
Yeah.
And you can just cancel, and he's only got 2 destinies there, so okay, so Barrier's FN 2003. He is the one that may use one force to make a target's president. The cancel the game text, and he may not fire weapons. So burying that one, yeah, sets Mike down a little bit. Yeah, there's so many cards if you're Mike that you don't want to see here. But again, with Qui-Gon Saber in the lost pile, I think you're okay.
Well, he retrieved it, so he could actually
True.
deploy it with Obi, right? Did he use Obi this game?
I don't think so. You can retrieve. You can deploy it with Obi, or you can deploy it with Scythor Cal Fast next turn.
Oh yeah, you can just do that.
Yeah.
Because it is matching for him. Is that correct?
I believe so. Let me double check.
Yeah, it is. Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, he could battle run Luke run and then leadership, and then Mike's in a really tough spot.
I mean, even if you don't run Luke run, or even if you don't leadership, okay. There's a good card. Dr. Evazin and Ponda Baba.
I think this is a mistake for Mike, to be honest with you. I
Yeah.
think he should have gone to the generator. It just tried to kill those Bear Gwins.
Yes.
Because he does have the Gik combo. So if he killed the Bear Gwins and then he just cancels Landing Claw with Gik combo, then he's back in this game.
Mm-hmm.
But battling against General Kenobi doesn't really... I mean, I guess you block Adrena too, but...
But I don't think you're going to... You're not going to kill both the Bear Gwins there.
I mean, you could.
You could, but I mean... Yeah, you could. You could. I do agree that the Bear Gwins are the biggest threat right now.
I mean, maybe Mike's just not thinking about Run Luke Run.
You've got to. I mean, he runs 3 copies of it. And the other thing is he runs Skywalkers. So if he drops down Leia and then play, even if he's got the Rebel leadership, I mean, Mike does have the sand effect. So he can cancel the Skywalkers. But yeah, blaster deflection there cancels the swing, but only against Kenobi, Luke, and Yoda. So you can still hit the Bear Gwyn. Don't think he runs Gift of the Mentor. He might. Again, you can only change up 5 cards, so.
Yeah, he obviously added 2 Landing Claws and 2 Bear Gwins.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm. And it looks like Mike put in the decree in the arrest order. So those are 2 of his cards that he changed.
Yeah.
That's one thing. After this game, I want to know what they changed.
I don't think Mike was playing the hallway before, so I think that was one of the cards he added. And probably another. We must accelerate.
That's true.
To grab these 2 effects and the hallway. I'm assuming the 2 effects, like you said, to create a rest order or cards he brought in. So we have yet to see what his 5th card is. The 5th card for either side. We know 4 of the 5 cards for both sides so far.
Wait, so Mike was playing... Okay, yeah, you're right. I mean, he was originally playing 4 copies of Wisa, or We Must Accelerate Our Plan, so I think you're fine with just the 4 copies for the bridge and the hallway.
No, I think you'd want to play 5. Especially if your plan in this matchup is to have those 2 effects.
True.
I think you want to play 5.
And then on the flip side, I want to see what they took out. Like, Mike was playing Shirinu, he was playing Pride. He still has a lot of characters left, including General Grievous and Thrawn, but again, we don't know if those are exactly what he went with.
I don't know if they submitted their list for each other to look at. I don't think so. But I do have a copy of both of Mike's decks.
Oh.
But I'm not going to give anything away.
Okay, that's fair.
Until we see it in the game.
Well, I guess that is a little bit more fun. Oh, excuse me. Okay, as Falcon unattaches. Again, Tom is, he's going to drain for 2 at the generator. Again, it would be a drain of 3, but Mike has resistance on the table. Okay, there goes We Must Accelerate Our Plans. And Kylo Ren. Okay. So he's pretty confident that he's not going to lose a Kylo here, as he lost one from his hand.
Yeah, interesting to note that he did not move Kylo over last turn.
All right. And now Mike gets to retrieve with Rey.
Tom?
Surprised he didn't retrieve the landing claw first with the Bargwin.
Does it shuffle? Does she shuffle?
I don't think it shuffles, but it's going to be interesting to see what 2 cards he chooses here. He loses Rey all the Jedi. And retrieves Anakin Skywalker and Jedi Knight. Yep, bargain retrieves. Yeah, Mike only has 3 cards in hand. That's versus Tom's 4 or Tom's 8. So, yep, there's retrieving of the landing
one
claw.
of them is General Leia.
Yeah.
You gotta assume he's probably got a command. So it looks like he's gonna grab. Yep, there's the saber.
Okay.
There's Leia. If he battles here, he gets to retrieve 2 force, but she might eat a barrier. Oh no, he doesn't have enough force for barrier. Okay. Oh. Here we go.
First, what? This is I want to say it's the first battle. And we're turn 6. Okay, 2 destiny for Mike, 1 destiny for Tom. There's the run, Luke, run. Okay, Tom did retrieve 2. He retrieved Han Chewie the Falcon and neighboring leads. Okay, so run, Luke, run goes to the lost pile. Luke moves over. He does have Luke's saber. Again, Luke does not have any immunity here, as he is the current agent for map.
Yeah, he gets to do a lot of swinging.
Yep. Okay, Luke with Anakin's lightsaber swinging at Phasma.
Having Kylo up in space is really a real bummer for Mike.
Yeah.
He doesn't get to use any of the tricks.
Draws a 4 and a 4. That's going to hit the Phasma.
So we'll see if she gets immediately.
No, he's only playing. It looks like he's only playing Sorry About the Mess. I don't think he plays Sorry About the Mess the combo.
Okay. Unless he changed it.
Yeah, unless he changed it. Yeah, he's running 2 Sorry About the Messes. Let's see.
So at least he gets to use. Oh, interesting.
Okay, Mara's going to swing at Kenobi.
I think that was a mistake.
Yep.
I think he should use the Stormtrooper against Kenobi first, so he doesn't get a chance to fire that weapon.
Yep, he swings Mara's lightsaber. Tom has the dodge, so each of these destinies are going to be -2. Again, Kenobi is only defense value 6 here, and he draws a 2 and a 4. He's got to use or lose Mitka here. Mitka does go to the lost pile, so again, he does not hit Kenobi.
Wait. Would it have been a hit? It would have, right?
No.
Oh no, because he's 6. Yeah.
Yeah. 2 and a 2 and a 5. 2 and a. Don't think Tom's playing Clash either. Yep, does not hit.
Yeah, so if he used the Trooper before Mara, Obi would not have had a chance to swing the saber.
Yeah. And you're right. Chris Hall says in the chat, Luke could have just canceled the draw. Okay, so Qui-Gon or
he redraws, right? He doesn't cancel.
He canceled. Yeah, he cancels and redraws. So Kenobi swings at Dr. Ian Ponda Bomba. Definitely hits with a drawn destiny of 9. No Rebel leadership yet from Tom, so Mike is still getting 2 destiny.
Okay, you are beaten.
Okay, there you go. That saves Mike a little bit. So Luke is removed from the fight.
Okay, we do see leadership played to prevent, and Mike does not have any force to grab it.
No. Yeah, he loses last amount of force on the you are beaten. So smart by Tom there. Okay. And he does take the command. Oh, no, he plays command here to take General Grievous. So if Kenobi goes to the lost pile, he can
steal the saber.
The saber. But I think if you're Tom with the Bargwin, you could do that you can use the Bargwin during the control phase to get the saber back in the deck.
That's only during your control phase.
Mm-mm.
But he can do the other part
Yeah,
to retrieve it
if
once
the
per
top
turn,
card,
right?
yeah, you may, yeah, if the top card of your use pile, once per turn, if the top card of your use lost pile is a weapon, you may use one force to retrieve it. So you can do it literally like right after this battle too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hard ones have been huge.
Yeah. So both players draw a 4 for Destiny. So Mike will win the fight, and I want to say Leia's going to go to the lost pile if you're Tom, and Mara J's going to have to go to the lost pile.
Who did Tom not play Ami? He didn't.
No.
So free retrieval there for Mike.
Yep. Free retrieval and summoning his inner Joe Olsen there. But yeah, what's important here is, again, Mike has to lose essentially everyone here on the ground, because you can't leave FN 2003 there by himself unless you have a gig.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is going to be Mike's turn next. But
he only has 2 cards in hand.
Yeah, I wouldn't leave. I would lose the Trooper and then Mara, and looks like that's what he's going to do. So
I didn't love going to that site because you walk right into this.
yeah. The other thing is, like you said, even though Mike only has 2 cards in his hand, we know that one of them is Grievous. He could theoretically go down with Grievous against Yoda next turn. Get rid of
He
one
just
of them.
moved
Never
Kenobi
mind.
over, so
Yeah.
Grievous is not going to do much this game, I
No.
don't think.
Mm-mm. I mean, you could go with Grievous down to the hallway and just set him there for an extra drain of 1. Like, I really don't see much more than what you can do with that. No, I mean, Mike does still have, at least from when he played on Saturday, he still has Aura Singh with Blaster Rifle in his deck. So she can do some work. But the thing is, Luke is currently out of commit, or out of, he can't be battled. So I don't know. Mike has put a lot of cards on the table too. That's the other
It's
thing.
another General Leia from Tom.
Man likes his Leias. Like you said, I mean, like I said earlier, he likes General Leia because you can play Skywalkers. Skywalkers is a Destiny 5 card. You get multiple Destiny, and you can cancel Imperial Barrier. So, one good thing for Mike is he almost caught back up to Tom on the time difference. For a few turns there, Mike was down by like 3 to 4 minutes on Tom, and that turn essentially caught Mike back up to Tom. Okay, there's a drain of 1. Excuse me. There goes Wisa got a Grand Army off the top. And there goes away, and Tom moves off of, moves away from Hosnian Prime to attach onto the Finalizer. And so Mike again will be able to drain for 3. Tom loses Speak, Neighboring Leads, and a Sorry About the Mess. So I'm not sure if Tom has, if that's the same Neighboring Leads he lost a couple turns ago. But again, like we said, Tom does like to play Neighboring Leads in this deck. He played 3 copies from last Saturday. Okay, there's General Grievous on down to the hallway.
Okay, so is that a 5 damage turn?
Mm-hmm. And again, like even if like Mike doesn't have the Gick or anything really special for the Grievous. I mean, you got to think that Tom only has Leia left, and thankfully you have the course rough and irritating to get around the rebel leadership. So the only really bad thing would be Leia's gun.
Okay, so we do see Kylo move over.
Yeah. And then I think you can move the shuttle in and then shuttle Kylo down.
I believe so. Yeah.
So at
And with
least
so
Kylo, yeah,
fast,
and that should up the damage for Mike a little bit here.
Anakin is actually on the Falcon, Joker King. So
Yeah, Anakin and Rey are stuck on the Falcon.
yeah,
I mean, the only good thing that is doing for Tom is he's able to retrieve with Rey, and he's able to retrieve with the Bargwin. So the multiple Bargwins. But again, with Tom occupying for resistance, he's only going to lose a drain of 2 and 2 this turn.
still Tom has 20 cards in hand or in deck versus
Yeah.
Mike's 11. Yeah, the damage is equal because Tom's draining for 4 and retrieving 1 with Rey.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't count the Baragwins. And Mike's
Bargwin.
doing 5, so the game keeps going like this.
Yeah.
Tom's gonna win.
I think you're right, but it's not going to be an insurmountable game for Mike.
Oh, I don't disagree. Just
Like, I think if you're Mike, you're still not in a terrible situation here. But it is. Oh God, it's gonna come. It is gonna be it is looking like game 2 is gonna be a fun match to watch.
yeah.
Uh, hopefully the viewers go up from the 37 to, well, maybe we'll see some viewers go up from 37 to like 50 here once we start that game. Okay, exchanges Luke Skywalker the Last Jedi from hand with Luke's Bionic hand. I know he was playing at least one Bionic hand last week. Let's see if he was playing 2. No, he was playing
Might
2.
have got it. Oh, he was playing 2?
Yeah, he was
Pretty
playing
good
2.
with his Baragwins. Could bring it back into hand.
Yeah.
Put him down with Qui-Gon for a track 7. And you know this man loves his track 7. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, loses Pride and First Strike both from hand. There's the drain at the Battle Plains. Again, it is going to be limited to 2. Yeah, I can see that, Chris, plopping down Isard to the JCC. That would be a terrible move. There goes a We Must Accelerate Our Plan off the top, as well as Imperial Barrier. And here we go. Rey is going to retrieve a card. Neighboring leads go out of play. And let's see, what does he retrieve? He retrieves Speak with the Jedi Council. Okay. And that's a smart card. I mean, Speak is essentially a dead card. I mean, it is a Destiny 4, but it's essentially a dead card at this point. Neighbor, at least you can move them during their move phase.
Yeah.
Like, you can move. Okay, Leia going down in front of Grievous. So he's also going to retrieve 1 here if he initiates.
Yeah,
He's
probably.
got.
He's probably got a tracked card that kills
Yep.
Grievous.
Mike down to 8 cards in hand. Tom at 21 in Life Force. So, oof. Okay, no Leia's gun. So here we go. Tom initiates. He will retrieve one with Leia. He retrieves the sorry about the mess that was on top of his lost pile.
All right, pulls the card off sand.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, it gets you a card back for at least to throw away a card to a drain. Yep, he takes the you know what I've come for. So he leaves the command on there. Interesting. So
Yeah, I mean, what is command's not really doing anything at this point, right?
Yeah. Yep. There's a 5 from Tom. So that is going to clear General Grievous's immunity. And a 5 for Mike. So that site will now be cleared.
Yeah, Tom gets to cut the damage down by 1 and retrieve 1 during that battle. It's pretty good.
I mean, you can't the damage down, but you're also losing a card from hand, essentially. So it's 22 right now to 8 in favor of Tom for Life Force. Hand, though, Mike has a 7-card hand, while Tom has a 6-card hand. Okay, Yoda moves over, joining Luke.
Yeah, and if Tom can find the saber, the second copy of Landing Claw, and just retrieve it every turn, then it's gonna be really tough for Mike to come back.
You are correct, Mr. 1 in 28 to 15 in favor of Tom. But again, Tom is drawing cards here. I mean, he can lose from the hand, so it's not like he's not. I mean, it's no real big difference. But again, it is decreasing his life force. So I don't think Mike has any issues with Tom drawing cards at this point.
Pops Walkling, gets Leia back.
Yeah, that. Love living in California. It's windy as all hell out here.
Yep, Dark Scrabber is still active. He hasn't really had a chance to save that 1 force.
Mm-hmm.
It's been pretty 4-star this whole game.
Surprising for a map matchup. Hey, to be fair, I'm leaving California here in 2 weeks, or in roughly a little over 2 weeks now to go back to Pennsylvania. So I am leaving California weather. Okay, there's leadership.
Gonna get Leia back. It's pretty good.
And Mike finally grabs it.
Too little, too late, maybe. But
I mean, it gets a card out of Tom's deck, so
yeah,
he goes from 18 to 17 cards in Life Force. I mean, he still can loop cards such as Wisa. Yeah, and that's what he's going to do. But outside of that, I really can't think of any other cards that he can really loop. You can't loop Speaks. You can't really loop Skywalkers. Whis the only one you can really loop, and you can only do it once a turn. So, I mean, I do expect Tom to lose 5 cards from Life Force or from his hand, though. I mean, I would be shocked almost at this point to see Tom lose from Life Force.
Is Tom not going to attach this turn? Might be a good play. To save himself some There's Landing Claw, so here goes Barragwin.
Baragwin does his thing. Yeah, you're right. You don't need to. I don't think you do attach because Mike has no force saved, so he's not going to
Sure.
battle. And Mike has a card in his use pile, so you know he's not going to draw up at this point.
Yep. Save yourself a force.
Yeah.
There
Good.
goes another landing claw, which will get retrieved again.
And Luke's hand. Yeah, that's insane. Because now he can just do the other Bargwin to get the 7 back. Okay, Chris Kelly, if you're watching, we need something to get away with these Baragwins. I know that might cause Johnny Shu not to come back to the game, but can we do something about Baragwin?
I think there's a big opportunity cost to playing Baragwin, right? It's
yeah, but I mean, if you're like in a situation like this, I mean, heck, you could have literally just went the Baragwin down to the meditation chamber, and there's a barrier. So barrier goes back in the deck.
I mean, the combination of landing claw plus Baragwin is pretty ridiculous. But yeah. I mean, they've made some counters to it. Mike just did put them in his deck.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, okay, if you're Mike, do you really see Tom going with Baragwin at this point in this deck?
I don't know. I mean, you gotta like realize, you gotta try to think of what high impact cards Tom would put in his deck, while you're trying to decide which cards to put in your deck. And I don't know. I mean, landing claw probably should have been on the radar.
Mm-hmm. I agree. So here's my question: if you're Mike, I assume like in the last week he contacted the rest of the members of his team and was like, "Hey, what counters should I put in the deck?" And I like the counters that he did. Nobody was like, "Hey, you know, why not tech against Baragwin?" Like, it's a possibility because I mean, if you look at like Joe Olson's deck from Worlds, Baragwin was in the deck. I mean, Tom does play Han Chewie the Falcon, and he plays Luke's Bionic Hand. Baragwin seems like it's almost a good card. I mean, you really don't need the altar combo that Mike or Tom had in the deck. So take out 2 of those, put 2 Baragwins and 2 landing claws, call it a day.
I mean, it could have just been a situation where they were just looking at what Tom played and just teching for that, and not teching for Tom's tech, right? Tom's potential tech.
I will say this: it seems like Tom has a better team right now.
Yeah, landing claw Baragwin looking a lot better than Decree.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the Decree has done a little work for like, but I mean, don't get me wrong. I will say the Imperial Arrest Order has done so much work for Mike. The fact that it shut off completely the neighboring leads.
Yes.
That was huge. Because if Tom could have went like, I don't know, Luke and Yoda over in front of Snoke a couple turns ago, that would have been really bad. But again, Tom is just retrieving with Baragwin. Upping his total back up to 20. And sorry about the mess, so this way he can get rid of RS Singh. Yep. And unless he draws a 0 here, it looks like he's going to draw high enough. Yep, there it is. So RS Singh is going to go to the lost pile. I don't think he drained at any of this turn, so yeah, all he did so far was retrieve with both Baragwins.
Did you retrieve with Ray yet?
No. Hasn't retrieved with Ray, hasn't drained, so I mean he's going to drain for 2 and 2 and then retrieve with Ray.
It's going to be a route, I think.
Yeah, he's up to 21 in life force right now.
Yeah, 5 cards in hand.
I like how at the beginning of this we were all like, yeah, the exciting match is going to be OA versus Tom's dark side, but clearly at this point, Tom is just doing Tom
I
stuff.
think it will be exciting. But
I don't know. It might be just one of those matches that ends early. Because, I mean, if you're down by 22, I mean, it's not. Mike has the possibility. He could still win. I'm not saying it's. If anybody could do it, I could see Mike doing it because he's one of those players who's come back from a big loss. But
yeah, and also
okay, there
Tom's
it
dark
is.
deck is
Tom.
a little. Oh, he does cancel it with.
No, he has control. He does have control in there, so that's interesting. So the last card was the control. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
But Lowe's is Thrawn and Nines, and then there's the retrieval from Ray.
I mean, for the next matchup, Tom's deck is pretty gimmicky. His dark deck.
Mm-hmm.
So if Mike can draw the right cards in the right sequence, Mike maybe be able to win by a lot.
Yeah.
Old Allies is one of those decks that can, hang around for a while.
Very true. And there's some good counters for the control set for stun, and like we said earlier, those during battles, Mike is going to be able to subtract 2 off of the whatever destiny Tom draws. Interesting to see. He moves over in front of the Steadfast. Draws 2 cards and passes turn. So doesn't attach. Okay, I mean this kind of makes sense.
It's less power, just
less power.
Yeah.
You don't have to
Mike's
worry about
activating
attaching
everything, so drain and draw up.
Mm-hmm. But Tom's still. I mean, okay. The good thing is Tom's not going to be able to do anything with the bargain. So yeah, you just drain and draw up. I think at this point.
Well, unless Tom has devices in his hand, right?
Yeah.
Use it from hand and retrieve them.
Yeah. And there goes a hunt chewing the Falcon from the hand. And Luke from hand as well. Drain of 3 at Hosnian Prime. There goes disarmed. Yeah, he's just losing from his hand. That's all he should be doing.
Yeah, so he didn't have any devices or weapons or anything.
So that's a good situation for Mike. That's the one small glimmer of hope.
I assume he draws up here.
Yeah.
So 20 cards. It's not insurmountable, but it's gonna be tough.
It looks better than 22.
For sure.
Okay, again, last call right now. I'm assuming that this game is over here now. Last call for the entry into if you want a chance to win some sleeves off of me. So again, all you got to do is just send over the answer to holotheater at starwarsccg.org. Matt Wadden, I am not accepting your answer. That is not the correct answer. Ensign Chad Hilsey at 69. Okay. Saw Venturous coming down, so Mike's not giving up yet.
I don't understand. You're just giving. I don't understand this play at all. Like, why not just draw up? You're just giving Tom the chance to retrieve a bunch more.
Yeah. Matt, you did not answer the question right, so.
And he gets to put the barrier back too.
Yeah. Now it's up to 22. And he can start getting, again, he's putting cards back with Qui-Gon. If he can circulate his cards, Okay, he's up to 21, but like you said,
Yeah, like Tom could just drain here and retrieve with Ray, and then
yeah,
maybe Qui-Gon for some devices.
devices or yeah. I don't get that. I think you are happy sitting at 21 or at 20.
Might end up being the same here. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Okay, drain 2 at the generator. Mike loses 2 cards from hand. He's got 2 cards left. So, I mean, that is the only drain. So, I mean, if Mike has the Gick here. Yep, retrieves. I'm assuming he's going to either retrieve. He places a sorry about the mess out of play to retrieve sorry about the mess. And I like that. Mike is like tough choice.
The math might end up being the same here. It might just
Yeah.
be 20, but
I mean, Tom's sitting at 22 right now, though. I mean,
yeah,
okay,
but he's gonna
if he's
lose.
got the Gick, I mean, he loses RSA.
And now he gets to retrieve with Leia.
Yeah, but then you're still doing.
I think Mike knew that.
4 and 4.
I think Mike knew about Leia, right?
Possibly. Drawlock in the chat, or Jaron in the chat is saying no Gick, so maybe he lost it
He must
earlier.
have lost it already.
I don't remember.
So this is
losing
game, and by Mike doing this, he just gave Tom 3 more cards.
Yep.
The barrier, the Ray retrieval, and now the Leia retrieval.
Yep.
Which I'm pretty sure he knew that Leia was in hand. Oh, I thought you were saying he did this Gick. Well, it's not going to matter.
Okay, so Ventress swings at Leia. Dodge. Last card in hand was dodge again.
No, he pulled it into hand with the bionic hand.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Draws a 1, so definitely not going to hit. And another Mitka. Wow.
God.
So is
I
it?
think this is the. I don't think I've ever seen two times a game that Mataka has to be put in the loss pile.
Yeah. You think it's too early for Mike to start drinking?
He may have already started before the game.
Well, I mean, if he's still in Vegas, like we were thinking, like I mean, you just go hit the craps table, like you were talking.
Yeah, he might be down in the sports bet with a drink and his laptop.
People peering over his shoulder, being like, "What the heck are you playing?"
Maybe he's taking bets and
yeah, I love it.
He's gonna lose on purpose.
Brian Frey in the chat. How sweet would Ventress be against the Bargwins? Right?
Yeah.
Just slice both of them in half?
It would have been nice like 4 turns ago, but yeah.
Hey, we're up to 43 viewers. And what's good is during game 2, we're going to give away Blizzard 8 beta box.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
So It's going to be a hard trivia question, but it's going to be a good one. So we're going to give away some sleeves and a deck box.
Are you going to tell us the answer to your question at the end of this game?
I will tell you the answer. I'll tell it right before we do. Currently, we have 8 people signed up for it. So Arsing definitely has to go, and Mike has to peel some cards. So if he's got the gig here, he still does 4 points of damage. So he'd actually get Tom down to 19. Yoda goes stacked. I love it. Oh, I love it.
There's the gig. Okay, so.
Okay. See, that's good. Okay. So you do get him under 20. So you just activate everything, draw up, and take a 5-minute break, recuperate, just reset yourself. We'll do some of the giveaways and
It looks like Mike's calculations were much better than ours.
well, yeah, he knew what he was in his hand, so
Mike saved 2 cards.
he did. Wait, why would you save cards?
I guess he's gonna battle in space and not draw Destiny, so he gets that 1 ping from Snoke. And then just peel.
There you go. Actually, yeah, that's a good point.
Maybe that's his plan?
Yeah.
But what do you do if okay, so yeah, what do you do
Landing
here?
claw.
Yeah.
You can't scoop. No escape to cancel the to get the landing or to get the gick back.
Yeah,
Cancel
he lost
the
no
gick.
escape already.
That's a thought. So it's going to go back up to 20.
But Mike's not dead. He gets to he gets more damage in.
Yeah.
He's only losing 4 to drain, so he's
going to lose the 4 to drains. And then move Snoke up. Okay, I mean that kind of makes sense.
Oh, I guess the Snoke would even work because it has to be all first order characters.
True. But no, like you just said, he gets to do 4 more points of damage because he's not dead this turn. So even if Tom retrieves, he's going to go down to 16.
$14, right? It's good to take drains of 4.
Well, he's at 19, so losing 4, but he goes back 1 because of Ray.
Okay, I guess my math is just off today.
Then again, I mean, I could be wrong. Like,
let's see. Brian Fred says, if he had deployed his guys to the Baragwin site, Tom has to sacrifice them if he wants to battle. And if they did, then Kessling does a ton more damage. I mean, maybe. He had the barrier there. Tom could have theoretically just moved away his Baragwins.
Yeah.
But I agree that attacking the Baragwin site was the right thing to do, just to play around Luke run.
That's a good point, Ryan. Yeah. If Tom initiates a fight with the against the Steadfast here, he retrieves 2 more.
Yeah, sure.
But I mean, then you have the possibility of Mike can drain, and if Snoke survives, fight with the Steadfast against the Falcon.
Snoke's game tech smoke. Unless he loses Sheer now.
If you lose
Sheer
Sheernu and Pride there, you attack with Snoke.
So we do see a battle. I think this makes sense.
So I think you get him down to 7. With that, I think you almost get him down to 17. Okay, retrieves a Wisa and a leadership. So he's back up to 23. Drains will bring him down to 19. So it should be 18. So Tom should win by 18. I believe. Yeah, because you want to lose Sheernu here.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yep, yeah, and that's just enough. So, so you don't. Okay, so you do get a Battle Destiny of 5. So you got to get rid of Sheernu and Pride if you're Mike.
No, Sheernu's forfeit +1 because of Rest Order.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, so you just get rid of Sheernu. He's not doing anything at this point. But then again, he could also cloak, or he can landing claw. So.
Sure.
Yeah. So I think if you're Tommy, yeah, you have to landing claw here. Especially because you're losing Anakin and you're losing Anakin and you're losing Rey.
Okay, so Anakin. Smart by stacking these Jedi to keep your lost pile small.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right, Justin. He just claws. So,
okay,
yeah,
so I think we'll just see Drain of 4 draw up.
Yeah.
I've got another stack.
Yeah, you stack both, so you can, like you said, keep your lost pile low.
$23 activation for Tom right now. He can activate his whole deck.
Yep.
So it looks like it's going to be 19.
Yeah, and Mike just loses Snoke there, so you can't even do that this turn. Even if even if Tom doesn't cloak, I'm saying, or landing claw, he can't do it. So.
Well, he certainly will now.
Yeah. I mean, if he's got a landing claw right here.
Yeah, if he loses a landing claw at the top, that's pretty brutal for Mike because it's just
he loses the Yoda, and he loses Yoda, and sorry. Okay, so now he goes into communing. Okay, so now Mike needs to take an action. He has to do something. I was going to say, if he takes a card with Palpatine, then Tom has to take an action. Or he can pass. Yeah. I was gonna say like Mike has to get that last drain in. Like he has to force Tom into using the landing claw. Actually, Mike doesn't have to really draw up here. Well, doesn't really matter.
Yeah, well, you don't want to. Oh yeah, because Ray's off the table
Ray's
now.
off the
Yeah.
table. He can't retreat. Like I don't see there's no landing clause or any devices or anything in the lost pile. So okay, Mike. Tom takes game 1
19.
by 19. So 10 and 32 in lost piles.
Well played by Tom.
Yeah.
He was very patient with the claw and the Barracuins, and really just picked the perfect time to play them. Right, I'm gonna go get a drink of water. I'll be back.
Okay. So while Jeremy steps out here, let's go ahead and get the sleeves drawing done. So and then we can we'll get into game 2. Yeah, good point, Ryan. You got to beat the Dexys 27-0 by 20. No sweat. Okay, so we had again we did the last call for interest on the sleeves. So got 8 people set up. So what we'll do is I'll spin the random number generator. No, but I remember the Patriots versus. I do remember the Patriots versus Falcons. So, and get random number generator up. I got 8 people set up on the entry. So I'll spin it 8 times. And then on time number 9, we'll announce the winner. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so the next person will win these sleeves. Our winner, Kyle Kalin. So Kyle, you win the first batch of sleeves. So congrats to you, sir. We're going to do another game during game 2. We'll give some more sleeves out. And then the Blizzard 8 box. So, again, congrats to Kyle on that one. And like I said, so got the okay from Jared to do a Blizzard 8 in box. So, the question for that one, again, for the Blizzard 8 box, I'm going to need people to email holotheater@starwarsccg.org. The trivia question for that is name the top 8 of the virtual card image tournament. So I need all top 8 cards. And obviously there's a flip card. I just need the 0 side of that one. So and again, I'm putting this in the chat so that way people can see it. And the winner will be drawn after the conclusion of this game, as well as the next round of sleeves. So this one is name the top 8 in the virtual card image tournament. Okay. So you have until, again, from now until the end of the next game to enter for the box. Kyle, I need your address, or I'll just get it off of Jared, one of the two. Again, the first the sticker book entry for today was Imperial Decree. And again, for the deck box, just need the top 8 of the virtual image challenge. So yeah, we had game 1. Tom won game 1 by 19. Qui-Gon Communing versus Map. Again, like we saw, Tom was really patient with Bargwins. He had He had 2 landing clauses in the deck. Bargwin was clear the MVP of that deck, along with the landing claw. But now I assume once we if we hear from Mike, let's. Wow, Ryan Saracen right off the bat. Let me double check it, but I believe you're correct.
All right, I'm back.
And yep. Okay, Ryan, you're good. You're entered. So again, yeah, we're just right now we're waiting on to hear from Mike and Tom for game 2. So yeah, any real thoughts on that matchup besides the fact that Bargo was clearly the MVP?
I mean, I think it just shows how soft map is to landing claw.
Yeah.
So I think if you're a map player, you may want to pack better answers for landing claw.
Yeah.
But I still don't think that there are very good answers to it at all. Something the design team might have to look into. I know they tried, but
yeah,
it still seems pretty degenerate. I feel like at this point it just needs to be shielded.
You think?
I mean, that's just my opinion, but
I mean, at this point, there are some counters for it. You have the deflector shield generator. You have the Gick combo. Obviously, you have what is it, Captain Goddard, who also cancels it. I don't think
yeah,
I don't think it really needs a shield. I do think you want to just be aware of the card.
Well, I think all those answers you said don't get around Baragwin.
That's the problem.
You have to have a second card to get around Baragwin.
Mm-hmm.
So just shielding that combo specifically might be good for the game. I don't know. I mean, it's not like Landing Claw is not played that much, but what it is, it's pretty degenerate.
Yes, but like you said, it's not played that much.
Yeah, well, I mean,
as we just saw, Tom, I don't think wins that match without it. Like it was a pretty rough match. Yeah, and Brian Fred even points out Homie Pekin's a counter for it too.
yeah, but see, the problem with these cards is like they're just bad cards in their own right, unless your deck is specifically.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, Brian Fred played Homie Beacon in his On the Verge deck at Endor, and I believe he made a top 4. So
I mean, it's great in that deck, for sure.
True. It's good in a Set Your Course deck too.
It is, but I think those decks are already favored against decks that use Landing Claw.
Okay, so it looks like Mike is ready to go. Really quick, I like this in the chat. So if you guys are currently still watching, we got we got an open series game going. We got 2 open series games going. But the thing that I like seeing is Mr. Yellow playing all the Jedi.
Yeah, a Chew spotting. Lots
Johnny
of Chew spottings
Chew.
recently.
So again, if you're just tuning in, Tom has won game 1 by 19. So still not. So it's not. How do I put this? It's not a huge hurdle for Mike to overcome, but we'll see what happens. And again, like we said, here we go. The deck that Tom is currently 27-0 with his Coruscant CRV deck versus Mike's old allies.
Yeah, it's not insurmountable, but things are gonna have to go Mike's way.
Yeah.
For sure. He spent a lot of time on teching for this matchup specifically.
I can imagine.
But who knows what Tom put in his deck?
That's the big issue is what Tom put in his deck. Will we have seen like a BBA 9E? Like, that's a good card.
Yeah. Because like, what's his space package? It's Fett and Ship Nodvi, right? And Zuckuss. That's his space package.
He also has the Combat Star Destroyer.
Oh, Intimidator and Persecutor, or whatever it's called, Accuser.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or like a shield that like makes them pay to attach.
Yeah, like
you got to pay 3 or 4
makes it
to
undercover,
attach.
so something that you can break the cover with, like, yeah, or not allowed to detach. Yeah, that's a good too.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's going to be some creative answers for it, but like you said, there needs to be something for it because in games that it does become an issue, it is a.
Well, the thing about Landing Claws, you never see it just on its own, right? It's always paired with Yoxkit or Barrowglin, and they can just immediately get it back as soon as it gets canceled.
Mm-hmm.
And so all these other cards are pretty meaningless when you don't have the combo. When you don't have them together.
Yeah. Wow, right off the bat, Tom has multiple locations just dropping from his hand.
What's new, right?
Yeah, what's new? Fondor, Dagobah Cave, all three Coruscant sites are on the table. So, Tom activating 15 on turn 2. That's insane. Let's see. Now, Mike has played Rebel Leadership to grab Eratus, and he also grabs General Calrissian.
Okay, so Tom...
Failure in the cave. I like that.
Yeah, so he's preemptively assuming that Mike is playing Grimtosh.
Yeah.
Which he may or may not be correct about.
And look at this. Like, so Tom, one of the things he switched was instead of security precautions, he plays something special planned for us. He's got 3 grabbers on the table right now. Oh, I love it. Just watching Tom play this deck is amazing. So, we are in Mike's deploy phase. He is doing old allies things. Let's see if he goes with the standard to start. He's looking for a Jakku location. If he misses Ray's hut, that's could be detrimental for him. I mean, he could always pull if he doesn't have Lay in his hand. I think he does. He can always get Ray that way. But okay, he does hit his Ray's hut or Ray's encampment. Yeah, like that's a good point, Justin. He starts grabber, but he doesn't grab the leadership. Okay, there goes General Leia.
I don't know if leadership really hurts him that much. Because when he has his turn, it's like he just does his thing, and I don't think leadership really does a lot to break that up. I think he's going to want to grab things like Grimtosh and
Grimtosh. I think I can handle myself.
Things that are really
barriers.
disruptive.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think he really cares about only most of his stuff. He only draws one destiny, so it's just his destiny is really high.
Yeah.
Okay, there's Lord Santeca. Interesting.
So Mike certainly does have tech, but it looks like Tom has kind of preemptively figured out what Mike was going to use as
Hmm.
tech based off this start.
Okay, so there's Holdo and Lay of Resistance Transport, so that's not bad.
Let's go into space quickly.
Yeah, I think you have to force the drain of 2 here. And
Okay, so it gets dash. So Mike going put a lot of pressure on it, which makes sense.
yeah.
Because he knows Tom's just going to draw up next turn, more than
Hmm.
likely. And this is a good play too because Tom can't force lightning any of these guys in the vehicles.
Correct. I mean, he could always control set for stun, but
He could control set for stun,
you
but
got to think Mike has some
he
sort of
needs to.
canceller for that.
But Tom also needs to set up his destiny in order to
Yeah.
pull that off.
Okay, so
Like I don't think Tom is just going to blind set for stun.
Depends on who he's got there. I mean, if you got Radis, he's what, only ability 2 or 3? 3.
It's 3. Okay, so Mike setting up 3 damage on his turn. Not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Mike going fast, putting a lot of pressure on Tom, knowing that Tom has to kind of spin his wheels for a little bit and
But at the same time, Tom
make
is
sure
up by
everything's in
he's up by
place.
19. Like, what's a drain, losing a drain of 3, especially when he's got control and set for stun, he can just cancel the first drain. He can cancel the drain at Jakku, take the
Well, I
1,
don't think he's
and be
not going to
fine.
play control to cancel a drain this early.
True. Yeah, you're right, MHT. Like, he can't really do stuff right now because, again, his destiny sucks. So, yeah, you're not wrong.
I mean, Mike just has to put as much damage in as possible quickly.
And okay, Tom is drawing.
Yeah,
said,
this
wow.
is what Mike expected here.
Yeah.
Go as fast as possible. Wait for Tom to draw up. Play some, maybe play a Grimtosh.
Yeah. Play it used.
Well,
I don't think you play it lost, especially 1 because of the shield, and 2,
there's
it's.
Grimtosh.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's grabbed. He's playing it used, I'm assuming.
Yep. Yeah, Grimtosh used, and yeah, interesting to see him play the combo though. I haven't seen a lot of people play the combo.
Yeah, I wonder if he's playing the Hujix combo too.
Yeah. I mean, what if you're playing two Grimtoshes, a combo and a non-combo?
I don't know why you'd play.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just interesting to see him play the combo. But yeah, Tom is definitely digging for like Forlom. That's an important card for him. Outside of that, like he needs to set up like all of his stuff with drop and Forlom. So, but yeah, like you said, with Radis on the inside of the ship or on the vehicle, you can't choke with Vader. You can't force lightning. And we already saw Mike grab the Corellian Corvette. So okay, there's a control set for stun.
Wow.
Yeah, I was a little surprised. I'm a little surprised by that too. Like you said, like I think the other function on it is a little stronger in this matchup. But the fact that he just was able to, he's only going to lose 2 cards essentially.
How many did he play in his deck?
I believe 3.
Surprised he did that. Allowed Mike to grab it.
That's the important. Yeah, that's the more the bigger thing is Mike grabbing it. Okay, he loses core lag. He loses from the use pile, and remember, this is after he put cards back into his use pile from the Grimtosh. So he just blindly lost a card. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, excuse me.
So
Three.
now Mike's gonna get to flip here and probably stay flip for the rest of the game.
Yeah. Now, one big card that might come into play is the Ninth Sister, as right now Mike would not get Destiny on the ground or in space, but I don't think she only works on the ground. So. Again, so during this game, we're going to give away some more sleeves. And we're also, at the end of the game, we'll give away, so we'll do the drawing for the sleeves and the Blizzard 8 deck box. If you want a chance at winning those, yeah, Mike's in really good shape. Yeah, I agree, Justin. If you want a chance at winning the deck box, all you got to do is send an email over to. No, spelling is definitely not held against you. If you want a chance to win the deck box, go ahead and send the top 8 in the virtual card tournament over to holotheater at starwarsccg.org. And then, like I said, we're going to do the trivia question for the sleeves. Again, is also going to be what set 18 cards were not played in the PC20 event? And
This is a great start for Mike.
yeah, he's loading up.
2-2.
Yeah, this is really good for Mike.
Oh, and he gets Ray.
And he gets to look at 11 cards in his use pile. Like, so you just move Ray over, shuttle Radis up to the transport, put Ray on the dash and Rogue 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, like I said, spelling is not going to be. Spelling will not hurt you. So. Yep, and that's what he's doing. Yeah, this is a really solid turn for Mike. Setting up 2 dreams of 2. And he's got Rose out, so. And like you said, he's flipped. Now, and Tom only has a 7-card hand at this point, so yeah, this is looking solid for Mike.
Yep. Yeah, the combination of the early pressure plus the Grimtosh is going to be really tough for Tom.
Just so everybody knows, Tom will be on Holo Theater this Wednesday, so hopefully we didn't jinx him. There's the aim high. Ooh, and he's got the combined fleet action out. Okay. I mean, I don't think that's going to do much for Mike because, again, like I said, I've only seen Tom draw ones for one Destiny in a lot of his battles, but again, it gets him out stuff.
Yeah, he usually just goes like a guy,
Yeah.
one guy to a site, right?
Yeah. And Tom goes straight to his draw phase. So 3 turns in a
It would be
row.
sick if Mike had a second Grimtosh.
Well, yeah, if Mike has a second Grimtosh here, that could be really bad. But I mean, at this point, like, okay, I was gonna say, like, at this point, Tom should just draw up because the Grimtosh is grabbed. Mike doesn't have any force saves, so he can't play it right now. But if he does have a second one, yeah, that would be bad.
Okay, so Tom is respecting the Grimtosh, or he just has a perfect hand of 12.
Yeah, but again, Tom has respect. He respected the Monarch last turn or last game, but to see Mike come down this fast and this quick. Okay, here we go. Another tree of Jakku. Oh, if you're watching over in Europe and you're interested, if you want to try and win all these prizes, we'll let you guys know. You don't have to watch the entire thing to know that you got the prize. Ooh, so drain of 3, and Tom allows it to go past. So there goes Darth
Doesn't
Vader.
grab that either.
Yeah,
Huh?
it doesn't grab that. And Vader goes, Count Dooku, and the Emperor. 3 big characters.
I feel like that's probably worth grabbing the drop.
Yeah. I mean, you've got 3 grabbers. Why not grab it? Okay, there's a drain of 2. And again, Mike's going to be able to retrieve 1 this turn. So, Scythe 1. Okay. And no Secret Plan Shield.
Scythe 1 is spicy.
Yeah. There's the Secret Plan Shield. What during the move phase you can shoot something, so yeah, it's a good card to get rid of the Falcon.
But unless Tom is playing 2 of them, Mike doesn't really have to worry about it.
True. Yeah, because he can't no escape it at this point. Like he would have no escape into the first strike.
I mean, but who knows? Tom could have just been like, I just want to play 2 Scythe 1s and 2 Mirandas and a gun. Who knows?
I can see that.
Thinking.
But then, like you said, we don't know what 5 cards he put in. Okay, am I going to go out and get another vehicle? Gosh, can't stop yawning. It's like 2 o'clock here, and I can't stop yawning. There's blue 11. Probably going to see like a Saw Gerrera come down. No, I don't think Tom plays Image of the Dark Lord in the deck, but Saw Gerrera is generally a solid card. Nope. Just going to get the blue 11 out, so. Now, if you're Tom at this point, what do you do? I mean, first of all, you got to go to Jakku, because everybody goes back to Jakku. Like, you can't go to Coruscant or anything. Huh?
I don't think he can really contest this 2-2. I think he's got to go to space.
Well, I was going to say, like, you want to set up space and then go to Jakku and start draining.
Yeah, I think he's got to try to fight at Jakku.
I don't think you do. I think you just have to go to Jakku, drain some of the 2. Okay, he is going to go to Jakku.
What if he plays Overwhelmed?
Now, that would be a good one.
Like loud damage Overwhelmed? That would be pretty good here.
Yeah, why play Image? I like that.
3 with Caesar?
Scythe 3, so...
Okay, so this one also fires during the move phase.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that this card existed.
Don't play Image. It says Destiny 6, which is low. Yeah, you're right. And there's the tie cannon, so He's got
Yeah.
one. He's got one card left, and he can search and make sure, like, he can look with it. So why not? Like if it's a 7, bye bye Falcon. Like it doesn't even
Yeah.
have to
So
be a
we have
7. It has to be what? Like it's only maneuver 5. Yeah, he's shooting.
we get some subtract 2 as well from with the objective, right?
No, that's only in battle.
Oh right. Oh
Yep.
God.
Bye bye Falcon.
Jeez.
Nice knowing you.
Man, this tech from Tom is like insane.
No, he shoots the. He doesn't shoot the Falcon.
Yeah,
He
he just
shoots the
goes for it.
transport. Interesting.
Yeah, it's only armor 4, right?
Yeah.
Got 2 guys on it. Now he doesn't even draw. Does he draw Battlist in here?
Yeah, he gets a.
He does draw. Okay.
Yeah, he does draw.
Still, he's
But
down
like
by
you said,
11 power.
yeah, he's down by 11. Or yeah, you can't fight this if you're Mike. Yeah, that's the big part. Is no leadership. The admiral's gone. Both admirals are gone. You can't get Poe. You can't get Ray up there. Now Mike does have the Corellian Corvette in his hand.
Yeah, but I don't think you can. You can't fight this anymore. You got to run.
No, you have to run. Like, yeah, you're right, 100%. But like you said, the craziest thing is that he had another tie.
But he has to be really careful about Zuckuss now.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I think the only, Destiny 4 is Rey and Anakin. The only Destiny 4 pilots.
Rey, Anakin, Padme, maybe.
Well, Padme's I don't think she's a pilot. She's only a warrior.
I
Yeah.
thought she was.
I could be wrong, but I don't.
Another Grimtash. 2
Another
Grimtashes.
Grimtash. Wow.
I think a clutch card of this matchup would be just Chewie V. Right? The one that gets around Zuckuss.
Yeah. But do you take away Chewie with Bowcaster, though?
In this matchup, yeah. Sure.
In this matchup, yeah. Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, yeah, he's weak to swipe for stun, but like every character in your deck is weak to swipe for stun.
Yeah. Yeah, Padme's only a warrior. Both versions of Padme are only a warrior.
It must be the legacy version I'm thinking of. That's it.
Yeah. So Tom back down to 8 cards in his hand, but now both Grimtashes are stacked. I think now Tom is fine to draw whatever he wants. But we know that a 7 is on top of his deck. I mean, Mike knows that too.
Yeah. This might still be good for Mike. I don't know. It depends on how much more he can put in space.
Yeah.
Because now he just has to worry about Zuckuss.
Yeah.
In space.
I mean, he still might have like the new Fleet Admiral Akbar.
Yeah.
So there's one more admiral. But Prince Shizor in space shooting down transports.
In a tie.
Just like in the
movies. Just like in the movies.
You know what? Just for that, Scythe 3 is your second sticker book token.
I mean, it was pretty sick this game.
Yeah.
It might have. I mean, it might be the difference maker. Who knows?
Yeah. Okay, so Laura Santek is going to move right over, so Mike's going to be able to drain for 3 this turn. He did retrieve the transport with Rose, so that's not too bad. Wow, there goes the defense perimeter off the top of the used pile.
Yeah, good point, Justin. He can load up the tie in the Star Destroyer and just follow Mike wherever he goes and shoot in the move phase.
Yeah.
That's pretty nuts.
It can hold 4 ties and 2 vehicles. So yeah.
It's pretty nuts.
Yeah. You can't follow it to Coruscant though. That's the only bad part.
So yeah, but that's a non-battleground. So
Yeah, that's the only problem. Is it's a non-battleground.
so Mike really not incentivized to go there. I mean,
No.
I guess it's worth it.
Well, I mean, what you could do is you could deploy the Corellian Corvette, move Poe up, and then move the Corvette to Fondor, and then move the Falcon over to Coruscant, and then land it next turn. Because then you could drain. I know it's going to take you 2 turns, but then you can set up a drain of 2 over there.
It's a good play.
Because you can't shoot down the. You can't shoot the Corvette with the tie, I believe.
Right.
Unless you can.
Unless
No,
Thomas
you can.
wins.
You can. They
Oh,
target
yeah,
a starship using 1 force, so you can. And the
that makes a lot of sense, right?
Yeah.
TIE fighter shooting down a Corellian Corvette.
Yeah, total. Hey, Justin's like, that's not an awful suggestion. Okay, that's a plus for me today. Yeah. Not thinking, Justin, that you can shoot down the Corvette with the tie.
Okay, Solo's good.
Yeah. Now the Falcons, what, defense value 8? No, 7, I believe.
Yeah, 7.
7. But now you need an 8 to shoot it. But then again, like we just said, there's a 7 on top of Tom's deck. But I believe, like, huh?
It's a
9. 9. Well, it's defense value 9 in battle. Out of battle, when it can become when it's important, it's a okay. Now you have Captain Cassian Andor, who once per game you can cancel weapon destiny draw. But does he only work in battle or no? I don't know. I want to say he works out of battle because a 9 out of battle.
Yeah, because Solo adds 2 from the objective.
Okay, that's right. So the Falcon gets +2 if Solo's on there, and then on the 7 side, your episodes. Okay.
Yeah, Cassian's great
Yeah,
here.
Cassian's good. And it gets rid of the 9 on top.
We might could even have like a myth shuffle here.
Yeah, because if it's essentially an 11 in the battle, Destiny 9, that tie can't shoot down the Falcon right now.
It would be 11 in battle because you could subtract 2.
Yeah. Well, right now it's a 9. Yeah, if it's a 9, yeah. But the other thing is,
might just move to
we're forgetting something very important. Tom has 4 force saved. If he has the control set for Sun, you bounce for Solo back to the hand. All that bonuses all go away.
I think if you're Mike, you don't battle. You just move over to Fondor. Just
okay. Leia moves over.
Pays 3.
Or Leia drops. So yeah. Yeah, but yeah. Yeah, control set for Sun would be kind of bad. Thank you, Pat Johnson, for telling me about that. And again,
which
like I
is
said, if you want to get in on the deck box and the sleeves, make sure you guys send an email over. Only got a few people entered on both of those, so
which is really why I didn't like Tom playing that control set for Sun so early, because now not only do you have one less, but now you have to start paying 4 and then 5.
Well, the other thing is like him only having 4 here means he can't shoot the gun. Mike runs away.
Yeah, I think it's
So
smart.
all those stuff just goes away. Okay, Laura Santeca hops onto the blue 11. Yeah, I like that. Rose hopping on as well. Now she can't retrieve though.
Yeah, you really don't care about that right now.
Yeah.
You just want to go as wide as possible, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Justin said it in the chat. He likes the idea of Mike going wide, and yeah, I can agree. Okay, so Laura and Rose hop off, so he should be able to retrieve. But yeah, so I mean, solid sequence of events if you're Mike here right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty scary seeing that the gun, but having Solo there is really nice. Solo and Cassian,
Well,
really nice.
I was going to say because like if Tom had the control there, you play it there, get rid of Solo, move over on your turn, shoot down the Falcon. Because you knew you had a 7 on top of your deck. At least I think it was a 7.
Well, you can still cancel a Cassian.
True. Yeah, but then you get rid of Cassian, and yeah.
But then Solo just comes back down. So I mean,
yeah, you're right. You're not wrong. Okay, Mike does play the battle plan, so it is a drain of 2 though at Jakku. So Tom with his 22 card hand or 22 force pile is more than happy to pay for that. Let's see what Mike loses here.
One thing to watch here is Mike has to win this game by at least 20.
Yes.
So he has to be really careful about how much force he loses off out of his life force. Right now he's at 21. So
he loses Beaumont Kent from hand, and then heading for the medical frigate from his deck. And yeah, with him drawing with Ray there, he does go at 20. So Tom does put a card down with drop, and he's gonna go back into. He's gonna go right into his move phase. So, or his draw phase. I mean, he's looking like he's taking what 6 next turn. The fact that he's got 2 grabbers still open, yeah, I would be confident once Mike goes under 15 in life force. Yeah, you can almost draw up.
He's gonna take 7 because Laura Santeca is gonna move somebody over.
Oh yeah, good point. "13 card hand for Tom. Mike activates. He's going to save 3 here. Interesting.
Save 13, you mean, right? Oh, 3 in his reserve deck.
Yeah.
You're talking about Tom's force pile.
No. Yeah, but Tom saving 13 there is kind of interesting. Okay, there's retrieval from Rose. He retrieves the heading for the medical frigate. So now he's back over 20. And yeah, here's the damage from Mike. So like you said, he should be taking 7.
Yeah, so it looks like Tom's cards were the 2 ties, the 2 guns, and probably a major Mianda.
I don't know. Like I don't think you need it because you have so many pilots. Like the only character that I don't think he runs as a pilot is P59, unless the 9th sister isn't a pilot.
Yeah, but Mianda's so good with the guns.
Yeah. Nope, she's a pilot too. Okay, so let's see. What did Tom lose? He lost. Yeah, he lost another gun. Gick. He does run 3 copies of Gick though. So, Forlom, Lord, Maul with lightsaber off the top. Yep, there's Laura Santeca moving Ray over. Another drain of 1. There goes a Force Lightning.
Force Lightning, interesting.
I don't think that's a bad card to lose.
Well, they could have just played Dooku against Leia and Force Lightning, all right?
Yeah. Drain of 1 at the Outpost Shipyard. And there goes another Gick. So 2 Gicks go to the lost pile for Tom. And there's the last
If
drain
Tom
at...
can find Mianda, he could shoot down the Falcon.
Yeah.
Mianda adds 2. But you have to worry about Cassian, so he needs Pepper Stun too.
Yeah. Okay, Mike does check out his 3 Destiny, so there's 3 cards in his reserve deck. Interesting. Again, interesting to see him save 3 cards. But you got to think, like, right now, Mike has a 12-card hand. He's only going to lose cards from his hand at this point.
You might just battle into the space, clear the tie.
True. I just can't really think of anything that he could really drop against it, though.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Like we know he has the Corvette, but outside of that,
Anakin
like
Padme Corvette, that would be.
Now that would be good. I mean, even though the Star Destroyer has what 12 forfeit though.
Yeah, but if you kill the Star Destroyer, then now the tie can't move around. It's stuck
True.
in Jakku.
But I think if you're Tom, you have to, with you controlling Jakku there and draining for 2, that's still a solid. You're fine there because you're only giving Mike a drain of 1 at Fondor.
Yeah, but if you're Mike, you don't care about this drain of 2 because you're doing so much more damage.
True. Yeah, Tom has to get rid of some of the characters on the ground now.
All right, there's Akbar. So now he doesn't have to worry about flat damage, overwhelm shenanigans.
Yeah. But like you said, at this point, I mean, Tom plays 2 ties and 2 guns, so that's 4 of the 5 cards. And like you said, he probably plays Mianda in there because Mianda's really good. Okay. Still in Mike's deploy phase. Isn't the Star Destroyer card 5? No, he plays the Star Destroyer in his original deck, Brian. But I can tell you the 2 cards he took out were definitely the 2 Maul strikes. You don't need those. Maybe he took out security precautions as well. Okay, so now he's going to move all of his characters around. I mean, Ray right now is stuck over at the outpost. So yeah, you just want to move Laura and Rose over. And maybe you took out a force field. I mean, the only gun you have to really worry about is Chewie, so.
Makes sense.
But yeah, he played 1 Boba Fett, the Combo Star Destroyer, and 2 Zuckuss and Mist Hunters.
So Mike is down to 19 cards in force pile.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you gotta assume he's got some random use interrupts, but
Yeah, but with 13 cards in his hand,
yeah,
I really wouldn't be too worried.
he's also got Rose, so
Yeah.
just something to watch.
Yep.
Ooh, bit shuffle. Here we go. Get rid of that.
Mike was. I don't think Mike was playing that earlier.
He was not. So the three of the cards that he had had gotten grabbed.
So he added 3 of those. What were the other 2? Or are you going to keep those secrets?
It may have just been another Bith Shuffle combo. Let's see.
Okay, there's Fanfare V, so he can... He's in his activate, so yeah, he can check out his 2 cards. That makes sense. A 3 and a 7. I like that Mike and Tom both have told us what the destinies were. That's good. That's good for the audience.
Okay, yeah, we still haven't seen his other 2 cards that he's added. Okay, here's the Ninth Sister.
She's pretty good.
Probably gonna get barriered.
Yeah, with the 10 card force pile and what 13 in, or 12 in hand, yeah, you would assume.
No barrier.
No barrier. Okay, Lord Maul. So, and he did check to see what the card. So he did activate one, and he's got 1 card left. And ooh, first strike. Okay. Yeah, he did lose one, so he still has his second copy of first strike. So, because I know he played 2 copies on last week. Okay, so we have our first real fight of the game.
Gets that 6 back.
Yeah.
So I can track that.
Yep. Okay, there goes another combined fleet action. I mean, that card's not really doing anything for Mike because Leia's on the table.
Right.
So,
man, if this is a RSing blaster rifle here,
you have to think it is. Like he's not gonna go down there. Like it would be a 10, then an 8. Okay, Finn comes down. Ooh, does he have the adder?
No.
Get combo. Okay.
Finn just gets canceled outright.
Yeah. But that's all the Gicks. Okay, Mike's at 18 now.
Yep.
Yep.
So it's 10, so 22 to 8. Jeez.
Well, it's going to be subtracted by 2.
Oh, yeah.
But
so 20 to 8.
20 to 8. And, yeah, Mike's not getting any he's getting Destiny, but it's going to be 0. Yeah, he doesn't even draw. Oh, no, he can still draw. Sorry. It's 3 for the first one. I think it's only, what, overflow of 1?
Oh, 12.
Well, no, I mean, 5. The speeder has a forfeited 5.
Yeah, you're assuming he loses everything. Yeah, so 1.
Yeah, so that's not terrible for Mike.
Pretty bad. I mean, he loses the 2-2, so now he's going to be taking 4 a turn.
True. Yeah, he's taking 4 a turn, but at the same time, Tom's taking 5 a turn, and
Well, it
Mike's
doesn't matter how
retrieving.
much. Doesn't matter how much Tom is taking,
True.
because Tom's ahead by 19 force.
Well, Mike has to lose everything.
Yeah.
Poe, yeah, he has to lose everything because he drew an 8 for Destiny. Which, from the last time I heard, Chris Kelly, 8s are better than 6s. But and R2D2, brave little droid from hand. Oof. No, he just lost the R2. You know what? Okay, if anybody wants the deck box and the sleeves, because we don't have a lot of entries for them, just email email Holotheater at StarWarsCCG.org. I know I made the first people jump through hoops. Yeah, I know. If you answered it, yeah, you're already entered, but we got to get more people entered on them, especially the sleeves. If you were originally entered when you answered the question, I'll make sure you guys get a little something extra, regardless, just because you jumped through my hoops. Okay, so Tom draws everything, not saving any cards.
He's going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and drains next turn.
Yeah.
This is gonna be close. It's gonna be really close.
Yeah.
But next turn, Tom is probably going to be able to deal with this Leia, and that cuts down Mike's damage potential a lot.
I mean, Mike could move some of those characters over to the 2/2 side if he wanted to with the blue 11, but if he does, I mean, Ray would allow him to get a Destiny there.
I don't think you can fight there.
Yeah. That's a good point, Jaron. Mike can't really draw a lot of cards at this point. Like he's sitting at 17 right now. I mean, yes,
Yeah,
he's gonna retrieve with with Rose, but
he has to win the game with the cards that he has in hand right now.
yeah, that's the important thing. Okay, he activates everything.
But eventually, Mike can probably just move back to Jakku and ignore the tie.
Yeah.
Block a drain of 2. In fact, he may just do that this turn. Because he also has the Corvette.
Mm-hmm. Okay, got a drain of 2. Okay, so there goes 1 Endor clearing and Arsing's blaster rifle. Drain at Fondor. Loses a masterful move. Yeah, we knew those were, as he just drew the 7 for Destiny and then he retrieved the 6.
Yeah, so we know he's got 7 on top.
Yeah. No, he lost that. The 7 that he drew, yeah, the 7 that he drew for Battle Destiny, he lost that one.
We'll see if Mike moves a guy over and drains, or if he just... okay.
So Tom only loses 4 that turn. Jakku has the best clubs, Jared.
He did have 1 on top. 7 on top.
Wow.
Questioning my
that
tracking.
had to be a blind 7.
Well, you have to assume that he's just putting back 7s, right? So
Yeah.
he's stacking his deck every turn.
He only played 5 7s in the on last weekend. So he's only got 3 left. Okay, Admiral Satora coming down. But
Okay, so it
again,
looks like he's going to block both drains.
yeah, I was gonna say he's going to block both drains. But then, say if he comes down with say Tom comes down with Choke Vader, that hurts. If he comes down with Dooku with Force Lightning, that hurts. Now I know he's lost one of a Dooku, a Vader, and a Force Lightning, but I think he plays multiples. And BB-8 coming down.
Pretty good.
Yeah, BB-8's pretty good. Let's see. Yeah, he did play 2 Force Lightnings last week, so I'm assuming he kept both of those in.
Yeah, he's lost 1 already this game.
Yeah, and like I said, he lost a Vader and he lost a Dooku. The other thing is he plays 2 Ericas, the non-V. So if he can go down with her to Coruscant, block that drain of 2 there, yeah, it's still BB-8 ping, but that's 2 less damage.
Although Arcanonvi would probably be better here. In this matchup, at least.
Yeah, I agree. Just because of the retrieval. But like we said, if he put in Mianda and all those other things, he can't put in another. He can't put Arca V in and replace an Arca non-V.
Yeah, Arca seems like a cut in this matchup.
I don't know. Like I think you still want to block one of the drains.
I guess you do play a bunch of.
You play a bunch of
right?
Yeah, exactly. Like he played the force clearing, which he lost. He played the third marker, he lost that. But yeah, if he can come down with, say, a Vader or Dooku here and get rid of Rey, that's really bad for Mike. uh,
I mean, you're assuming that the undercover spy will be undercover all game.
Ooh. Are we seeing a Mr.
At least RKV gets to retrieve every turn.
True. Yeah. I was gonna say, are we seeing the possibility of a recent card that was made into a smuggler in Mike's deck?
Corn Horn?
Yeah. Your silence is saying some stuff there, Jeremy.
I don't think he's playing Corn in this deck. I don't know if you can find the space for him.
Okay, so he moves the Falcon back over to Jakku. So yeah, he is blocking the drain there. So Tom's not doing any damage to him. But he does save 2 cards in his reserve deck. Yeah, I think at this point, blocking the drain of 2 here is a lot more important than retrieving 1. So I do agree with you there, Jaron.
I mean, it depends on if Mike has like quite a mercenary or something to just cancel the undercover spy, right? I mean,
true. That's another thing. Like we've already seen him play. 1 control or 2 control and tunnel or set for stunts. So if he's got the third one, he can, like he said, he's got so many ways of getting rid of Rey here. This might be really bad, but I think Mike had to do it. I'm just a little surprised that he only left 13. Or he only left 2 cards in his reserve deck. Yeah, because I don't think you can cancel. You can't subtract anything from the Force Lightning, the choke, or control set for stun.
It has to be a battle, right?
It has to be in battle, and I believe it's a battle or weapon destiny.
No, just any drawn, but it has to be a battle.
Why aren't you flipping? Okay, yeah, you're right. So he's got to do. Oh man, that's rough now, because you can't Vader. It has to be Force Lightning or set for stun to get rid of Rey. And he can't check his destiny until he gets to his deploy phase.
Oof. P59, that's going to be rough. See if Mike has a barrier.
Get rid of BB-8. Yeah. Get rid of BB-8 and Leia, potentially.
Mike only has 16 cards in Life Force.
Yeah, but he's still got 11 cards in hand. Okay, here it is, battle. We have another battle. So Tom's going to retrieve a 7. Yep, there's the 7 going back to his deck. Let's see what Mike loses. Rose Tico. Okay. Yeah. Shooting P50. There he is. Shooting at BB-8. Draws a 5, so you don't subtract from that. There's the Force Lightning that we were just talking about. So I think if you're Tom, you just run away from the 2/2.
We'll see if this is a 7 that he draws for Battle Destiny.
Yep. So 2 more cards go to the lost pile for Mike. Okay, yeah, Chewie Protector. That's a solid one. So clearly he's not. It doesn't look like he's playing Chewie with Bowcaster. R2 Brave Little Droid. So there goes 2 cards from Mike's hand. He's got 24 cards hand in life. Okay, he is going to Walkling out of play to retrieve. So
Yep, get that 6 back.
yeah, get that 6 back. So 25 hand in life. So, I mean, Tom just needs to do 6 points of damage and then game's over, essentially. But like we've said, he's got Rose still.
Maybe.
Well, you can't.
I wonder if Tom battles.
You can't. He's got no. He's not going to have any Destiny left. Mike's shuffling up his deck here a little bit. Now, if Mike had the leadership here to get another Destiny, that could be bad because Tom has used 3 Gicks this game. He's lost 2, and I think he used 1 to cancel Fin React. Because I mean, P59's only has a forfeit value of 4. Yep, there's the leadership. Okay, he grabs the leadership.
You gotta love this deck from Tom because it just
Tom
feels
did
so
not elected not to draw Destiny here,
interesting.
and he draws a 7, so he's down by 8.
He's ahead in Life Force. Is he just putting Mike on no cards to put back?
I don't think so. Like, even if you peel the 8, so you can't. Yeah, even if you peel 8, you only have 8 cards left. Okay, so he does lose. Okay.
He might just lose a bunch of force and just in the game in the match. Right?
Battle with Maul, and
yeah, battle in space. They can lose a force the first strike.
yeah.
Battle with your
And
two guys.
it looks
just
like that's what he's doing. Yeah, if he can battle in both locations and just peel cards, I think. Yeah, I think you're right. I think he's trying to end the game now.
Yep.
Yeah, he doesn't retrieve, and he just loses cards.
So he's putting Mike on having no interrupts. Use interrupts, I guess.
Yeah, and Mike, he would have to use what 3? He'd have to have 3 use interrupts.
Yep.
And I mean, he's already played leadership this turn, so he can't use that one. What else? Okay,
Doesn't play Wisa's, so I think he's got it's a hit.
Can't use it to hit.
Yeah.
All wings combo. That's 1. Quite a mercenary.
I think he's playing
inconsequential
losses too.
Okay, so that's 3.
But he has to have all those in hand, otherwise
exactly.
He loses.
Like, bold move. Very bold move.
I love it. You just go for it.
Yeah. And Mike's drawing Destiny. Yep, not drawing Destiny. I think if you're Mike, you don't draw Destiny.
Yeah, because now
he can't do anything. It's game. Him drawing Destiny there just telling him that he doesn't have any cards in his hand.
Wow. Well played by Tom.
Yeah, insane play. I love it. Great game by Tom. Yeah. Well played.
Great match.
Insane. What a way to end it. I haven't seen somebody win it like that in so long. So, wow. Congrats to Tom. Tom Strother is your PC20 champion. Like,
well deserved.
Extremely well deserved.
Yeah. I mean, he just.
You know what? Here's the funny part. He's now 27-1.
I mean, he plays this deck flawlessly. The crazy thing about this deck is it just feels like an old school Star Wars deck, right? You just draw your location, you play them, you track some good Destiny.
Mike realized it too. He's like, once you suicide P59, I knew I was done for. That's wow. You know what? Great sportsmanship by Kessling. Like, Mike, I got to tip your hat off to Mike, like taking it like with strides and everything. But congrats to Tom. Both these players played extremely well on last Saturday, and definitely did not disappoint today. So again, congrats to Tom. What a finish!
What a run for these guys! What a finish! Like these are both pretty exciting games. I was
say.
Yeah. And I think the thing that made it really exciting was the format and getting to change 5 cards. I think that was really interesting. And I mean, look what both players brought.
Yep. Mike says he had 3 use interrupts in hand, but 1 was handle and 1 was leadership, and he used the leadership.
Well, one of them was going to get grabbed no matter what. So he needed 4 really.
But yeah, again, so thanks everybody for tuning in. Thank you, Jeremy, for doing commentary with me today. It has been a pleasure. Wednesday night, everybody. Tom's going to be on Holo Theater, so we'll definitely have to talk about last Saturday and today. So make sure you guys got some questions for Tom, and I think that's all we got for today.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. What was the answer to your question?
Oh, so the three answers that were today. Oh, before I go, I got to give away some stuff. So that's right. I'm sorry, everybody. I almost forgot prizes. Yeah, I know prizes. So the first answer to the first question was. So the first one was Imperial Command with.
I knew it.
Yeah, Imperial Command was the first one. And I want to say it was. I know somebody answered it right. Oh yeah, 86. 86 copies of Imperial Command were played this last weekend. The second question was it was the deck box challenge, and the deck box challenge was naming the top 8 of the virtual card image: Vader, Betrayer of the Jedi; Mara Jade; Luke Skywalker, The Last Jedi; the Flip Falcon; Din Djarin; Blizzard 8; On the Verge of Greatness; and Boba. And then the last question was the four. I asked what 4 cards were that were not played in the PC20 event, and only one person answered that, and it makes me sad. A good blaster at your side and restricted deployment. Death Star's level 6 core shaft corridor, Liswar, and Sagwa. So, okay, let's give away some stuff. First, we have the deck box. 11 people entered on that. So again, I will spin the wheel 11 times and see who wins it. 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And your winner for the deck box is Eric Nelson. So Eric wins. And for the second slot of sleeves, we had 3 people enter. So spin it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And your winner is Drolic, Jaron Waters. So congrats to everybody who won today, and definitely congrats to Tom.
Definitely.
So again, thanks for everybody for tuning in, and like I said, Wednesday, Tom will be on Holo Theater. So until then, everybody take care and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
See you guys. Thanks, Dan.
Thank you.